Hello, noswaith dda, good evening, croeso i'r AMSER STORI eventer. Welcome to the venture story time. If this is the first time you're joining us, then you can go back and you can watch our earlier videos. And during this time, we've been reading The Worst Witch by Jill Murphy. Now, what we want to do is use this time just to reconnect with everybody, make sure that everybody is okay, and yeah, just wish everybody well. So if you're watching, please make sure that you say hello in the comments, and we'll get to those at the end. We're also going to look at ways of using our Facebook and other social media a little bit differently, because we understand it's a very strange time for everybody. So we want to be able to get the play team to be able to say hello to you, the early years centre, our staff from there, and also our Val project as well. We want to find different ways of reaching out to you, our wider venture community. We're also looking at getting information about how to play during this time as well, out and about to the community. So, for those of you who've not joined us, let's have a really quick recap of what's been happening at Miss Cackle's Academy. So that's where we are, Miss Cackle's Academy, and we're following the story of Mildred Hubble, the worst witch, and her best friend Maud. There's a picture of them there in Mildred's room the night before the ceremony where they all received a black cat. So that is tradition at Miss Cackle's Academy, is that they all receive a black cat. And you'll see on the end there, their form tutor Miss Hardbroom, she's an old battle axe. And then we've got the headmistress Miss Cackle herself. So Mildred got her cat. They had a bit of trouble learning how to fly on the broomsticks with their cat. And then in the last chapter we met Ethel Hallow, a very, very intelligent but also very bossy girl that goes to Miss Cackle's Academy, and her and Mildred do not get on very well at all. And in the last chapter, Mildred actually turned Ethel into a pig and had to go to the library to find out the spell to turn her back into her usual bossy self. So you now join us at chapter 4, and today it's the potion exam. So let's see how Mildred gets on with her potion exam. So I hope you're sitting comfortably. I've got myself a nice cup of chocolate poith, hot chocolate, which is perfect for this time of night. Got my dressing gown on nice and comfy, and of course a trusty hot water bottle as well. So if you're nice and comfy, then we'll begin. Don't forget to say hello in the comments so that I can give you a shout out later on. So, chapter 4. It was the morning of the potion test, and the girls were filing into the potion lab, each hoping that she had learned the right spell, except for Ethel, who knew everything and never worried about such matters. "Come along, girls, two to a cauldron," barked Miss Hardbroom. "Today we shall make the laughter potion. No textbooks to be used. Put that book away this instant, Mildred. Work quietly, and when you have finished, you may take a small sip of the mixture to make sure it is correctly made. You may begin." Maud and Mildred were sharing a cauldron, of course, but unfortunately, neither of them had learned that particular spell. "I think I can remember it vaguely," whispered Maud. "Bits of it, anyway." She began to sort through the ingredients, which are not Cajun spice or origami, and she laid each of them out on the workbench. I'll put one there, and one there. When everything was stirred together in the pots, let's put a bit of that one, and a bit of that one, bit of that one in the pots, there we go. When everything was stirred together in the cauldron, the bubbling liquid was bright pink. Mildred stared at it doubtfully. Oh, I'm sure it should be green. In fact, I'm sure we should have put in a handful of pondweed gathered at midnight. Are you sure? Asked Maud. Yes, replied Mildred. Not definitely. Absolutely sure, Maud asked again. You know what happened last time? I'm quite sure, insisted Mildred. Anyway, there's a hand of pondweed laid out on each bench. I'm positive we're supposed to put some of it in. All right then. Go on, it can't do any harm. Mildred grabbed the pondweed and dropped it into the mixture. They took turns in stirring at it for a few minutes until it began to turn dark green. What a horrid colour, said Maud. Are you ready, girls? Asked Miss Hardbroom, rapping on the desk. You should have been ready minutes ago. A laughter potion should be made quickly and for use in an emergency. Ethel was still working on the bench in front of Mildred, who stood on tiptoe to see if she could sneak a look at the colour of Ethel's potion. To her horror, it was bright pink. Oh no, thought Mildred with a sinking feeling. I wonder what potion we've made. Miss Hardbroom banged on the desk again. We shall now test the potion, she commanded. Not too much, please. We don't want anyone hysterical. Each pupil took a test tube filled with liquid and drank. At once, shrieks of laughter rang through the room, especially from Ethel's bench, where they had made the best potion of all, and were laughing so much that tears rolled down their cheeks. The only two girls not laughing were Mildred and Maud. Oh dear, said Maud. I feel most peculiar. Why aren't we laughing, Mill? I hate to tell you, confessed Mildred. I think... But before she had time to say any more, the two girls had disappeared. Cauldron number 2, snapped Miss Hardbroom. You seem to have made the wrong spell. It was my fault, said Mildred, her voice from behind the cauldron. That I do not doubt, Miss Hardbroom said sourly. You'd better to sit down until you reappear, and then, Mildred, perhaps a trip to Miss Cackle's office would do you some good. You can explain why I sent you. Everyone had left the room by the time the two young witches finally began to reappear. This was a very slow process, with first the head and then the rest of the body gradually becoming visible. I'm sorry, said Mildred's head and shoulders. That's all right, said Maud's head. I just wish you'd think a bit more. We had the right potion to start with. Sorry, mumbled Mildred again. And then she began to laugh. Hey, Maud, don't you look funny with just your head showing? And there's a picture there of the two of them slowly reappearing. And that's a picture earlier of them all laughing and making their laughter potion. At once, they both began to laugh, and soon they were best friends again. I suppose I'd better go and see old Cackle now, said Mildred, when she'd completely reappeared. I'll come with you to the door, offered Maud. Miss Cackle was very small and very fat, with short grey hair and green horn-rimmed glasses, which she usually wore pushed onto the top of her head. She was the exact opposite of Miss Hardbroom, being absent-minded in appearance and rather gentle by nature. The girls were not in the least bit afraid of her. whereas Miss Hardbroom could reduce any of them to a miserable heap in just one word. Miss Cackle used a different technique. By always being friendly and pleased to see a pupil in her office, she made them feel embarrassed if they ever had something unpleasant to tell her, as Mildred nearly always had. Mildred knocked at Miss Cackle's door, hoping that she would be out. She wasn't. "Come in," called the familiar voice from inside. Mildred opened the door and went in. Miss Cackle, glasses on her nose for once, was busily writing in a huge register. She looked up and peered over her spectacles. "Ah, Mildred," she said pleasantly, "come and sit down while I finish filling in this register." Mildred closed the door and sat by Miss Cackle's desk. "I wish she wasn't so pleased to see me," she thought. Miss Cackle slammed the register shut and pushed her glasses to the top of her head. "Now, Mildred, what can I do for you?" Mildred twisted her fingers together. "Well, actually, Miss Cackle," she began slowly, "Miss Hardbroom sent me. She sent me to see you because I made the wrong potion again." The smile faded from the headmistress's face, and she sighed as if with deep disappointment. Mildred felt about an inch high. "Really, Mildred," Miss Cackle said in a tired voice, "I have run out of things to say to you. Week after week you come here, sent by every member of staff in the school, and my words just seem to go straight in one ear and out of the other. You will never get the witch's hire certificate if this appalling conduct continues. You must be the worst witch in the entire school. Whenever there's any trouble, you're always nearly there to be found at the bottom of it, and it's just not good enough. My dear, now, what do you have to say for yourself this time?" "I don't really know, Miss Cackle," Mildred said humbly. "Everything I do just seems to go wrong. That's all. I don't mean to do it." "Well, that's no excuse, is it?" said Miss Cackle. "Everyone else manages to live without causing an uproar wherever they go. You must pull yourself together, Mildred. I don't want to hear any more bad reports about you. Do you understand?" "Yes, Miss Cackle," said Mildred in a sorry voice, as she could manage. "Run along then," said the headmistress, "and remember what I've said to you." Maud was waiting in the corridor, eager to know what had been said, when her friend came out the office. "She's really nice," Mildred said. "Just told me all the usual things. She hates telling people off. I'll have to try and be better from now on. Come on, let's go and give the kittens another broomstick lesson." And there's a picture of Mildred in Miss Cackle's office. And there's also a picture of her and Maud heading off after Mildred has come out of Miss Cackle's office. And that is chapter 4. Oh dear. And chapter 5 starts with a picture of Miss Hardbroom herself. So if you want to join us for chapter 5 tomorrow, and we'll be back hopefully at 6 o'clock, we'll look forward to catching up with you. So let's have a look who's joined us this evening. Quick sip of hot chocolate. Be sure to say hello if you're still watching. We've had Nicholas James. Hello, Nicholas. Karen, so Karen from the early years. Hello, Karen. And Lindsay Bagnall is also watching. Lindsay! Hello, Lindsay. Nicholas James, origami chef. I don't know what ingredients are called. Now, Karen has asked for a nursery rhyme, and I haven't prepared one. So let me think, what nursery rhyme can I sing? All I can think of is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Can I get away with Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? Okay. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. There you go. If there's anybody left watching, it's a miracle. So there you go, Karen, that was just for you. And if you have any requests like that, then please do get in touch, and I will do my best to comply to your requests. Like I said at the beginning, we're hoping to expand this a little bit more, bring you some information throughout this time, ideas of what to do for play, to have a conversation at this time of the day. If it's your birthday, then please let us know. If you've got anything you want to share with us about what you've been doing at home, whether you've been drawing some pictures or playing some games or putting together a jigsaw puzzle, we would love to see what you've been doing in that time. We also want to be able to bring to you some updates from everybody else at the Venture. So that's our play team, our Val project, and the Early Years Centre as well, because we're all missing you. We're missing each other, so we're hoping to use this as a way of keeping in touch. So please do get involved. Please comment. Please send in your ideas, your thoughts, your pictures and your stories of what you're doing at this time. I hope you've had a lovely day today and that you've managed to enjoy some sunshine and had some fun. So now is the time where I say diolch am wylio, thank you for watching, breudd wyddion dda, sweet dreams, nos da, good night, and hopefully we will see you at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Diolch am wylio. Thank you for watching. Ta-ta rŵan.